let's welcome our host, Sir Alberto Abira, aka Tata Bert.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Nandito na naman tayo. We have to listen and exchange ideas, our sweet nothing words that we are celebrating this special season. The longest day and the most important celebration in the Christianity. We Filipinos, we are known to that we are the only one that celebrating Christmas every year without fail, and we celebrate with vigorous in life and the merry making all the year round if possible. And the most awaited season, though Christmas season is always around and always being celebrated year round, not just for a season, not just for the advent of Jesus Christ, but we are celebrating in our heart that sharing the kindness in our community and our people and every human being is an act of kindness, that Christ is kind, and celebrating and sharing is Christianity. Act of charitable and responsibility to every fellow human being that we sharing this good earth that God has given us. Rightfully, every soul has all the reasons that they could do and celebrate that this is the day that we are given a new life to the guidance of the newborn Jesus for our prosperity in order to raise the vision that God has given us and then to perform in this world. So we are here again, and with your avid listeners, be patient and laugh with me and criticize me if you care, because how would I know that my speech is already boring if you don't tell me I have to be alive or whatever? So knock my kaakyat kayo. So could I change ideas? How would I improve myself if you will not guide me? I'm doing the best I can, but without your support, how could I improve? So please, somebody has to say something. Supplement what I have been doing is not enough. So please, supplementary will guide us together, and we will gain the support of the community, and we could transmit what we want to relay the message, good or bad, but we have to relay the message in order to make the correction by each and every one of us. No one is perfect. We know that. So, but we could minimize mistakes. So that's what he said. Few words, few mistakes. More talk, more lots of mistakes. But this is a talk show. It is expected. Mistake has to be incurred. It is not intentional because, as I said, we are not perfect. So it's up for you to understand and make the correction, and please tell me. So I would correct myself, and again, so with your support, we will be going harmoniously and sharing the love and spreading news of improving the ideas and reaching our purpose and goal in this communication that we are about to share, and reaching, especially now that the world is encountering and this pandemic worldwide. So if some are not affected that much and some has little something to share, please do, because What if this pandemic will be dominant and will paralyze the whole world? What is your millions could do to you when everybody is dead? So let's make everybody share your blessings, make others live also, because you could be a millionaire, but if you don't have servant, if you don't have a caretaker, you will not be happy. You're living alone. So everybody needs somebody. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be king, but you cannot be called king when you don't have followers. Your kingdom is gone. So in order for you to maintain your status, make people around you exist, so you'll be harmoniously living each other peacefully and sharing whatever you have and whatever has to be shared. That's how Christianity is being maintained worldwide. Christianity is love. Christianity is sharing. Christianity is taking care of our fellow citizens. So much so for that, but it is very simple. Live peacefully, contented, because greed has no ending, but loving is a satisfaction and could attain to your peaceful mind and heart and healthy body. That is the idea of sharing, because you don't need to announce to the world that you gave, because the simple act of charity is always paramount to the satisfaction of the soul, because you don't have to know that everybody that you gave, but your heart will tell you that, because God is always watching whatever circumstances, whatever those we have. It is right for under His eyes, guiding heart for you to remember that you're doing and sharing the blessings from God itself. So, spiritual contentment is for the soul, but we are composed of body and soul. So, welcome, Ariel, Sigayo. Nice meeting you. How are you, sir? I can hear the voice, but I know you will be. So there is no audio. I don't know what's happening. Are you hearing me? Say yes. Do you hear me? Okay. So I think the our technician has a mixed connection on us. So what's the use of talking if you are just watching my mouth? Maybe I'm not speaking the right word. So this has to be fixed. But so possible, maybe uh, you should give a break and put the sound of music or whatever, of Christmas songs, while you are fixing the technicalities of this system. But there are so many comes up already. The StreamYard Lives Viewer, com- commitments you and the StreamYard. This is an example. China Salto. Hello, Tata Bert. Good evening. Thank you. And of course, Canadian Radio Pinoy will always be around because they are the co-sponsor of the show. They are the producers. So here is La Esperanza Ventieres. Magandang gabi, Tata Bert. Great to see you. Okay, magandang gabi. Great to see you today. Okay, every day is a great day because we are alive and we have to thank for that. The mere fact that we are talking now, we have to be thankful because before every time the day began, when you arise, the first day you should do is thanking God. that you have given another day a chance for you to thank Him in order to pursue your mission on this earth. I have to greet Jello Camo to come forward, akyat siya, and we will be exchanging ideas hopefully when the system is in function. So Jello, anytime you are ready, you could see, you could just come up and join the conversation. If you are not aware of what I'm saying, you could say whatever you want to say, and I'll join you. So welcome, Jello. Anytime you're in, you are ready. So for now, when you are not in the picture yet, so I will be going on my other subjects. Okay, Jello, as I was given a signal that I have to invite you to Akyat. That's the word Akyat. So please, Jello, anytime you're ready, just come in and fit in and drop in and cut me anytime you want because this is a talk show, so there is no formalities on this. So long as you appear in the system, you are in. So I have to wait for you. So now that you are not in the picture yet, I'll go back to other subjects. Going back to that, the celebration of the Christianity around the world. We Christians are the joyous, the jolliest people on earth because we greet with smile, exchange pleasantries, and not only gifts, but pleasantries will satisfy our soul because hello, Merry Christmas, good day, and more blessings to you. Same to you, sir. But some would say it with a gift. So since the gift is missing, would you say Merry Christmas on your way or on the subway or any mall or any establishment? Words of meaningful that by true expression will satisfy the recipient whom you give a salutation of the idea of greeting of Merry Christmas. Because you could say a Merry Christmas, but you don't mean it and you are frowning and you just say it but for the sake of saying, that is not so effective. Make it that you feel that you really care about Jesus when you say that Christmas is alive in sharing the blessing of the spirit of Christmas. We Christians are the sole meaning of bearing of this celebration earthward, while other uh, religious sects would benefit on these ideas, but actually they are also the same in jolly mood and in joyful, taking an opportunity to spread this Christmas season on their own way through business. And of course, they feel the atmosphere of merry makings in the jolly expression of every people that go shopping because of this Christmas for the whole world. So, Christian or not, the same spirit and the celebration is the same because they also prepared so much for this season. For this particular season, have been waiting year in and year out. After the seasons, maybe sometimes in February or March, it will slow down. It will be approaching to another season. But the non-Christians is also preparing for the next 6 months that Christmas will be coming back and repeat the atmosphere of jolly making and heartwarming greetings to each and every one of us. which is a good break for us. Like now, we are in a pandemic, but because of the season, because of the Christmas atmosphere that lessen the anguish and the anxiety, our loneliness, and our sufferings of this pandemic. But because Christmas healed this some hardships, some anxiety that we have to learn that Jesus is here for us again and hopefully will alleviate to our misery and wanting of the world thing that will wrap up our flesh, blood, and body for, for the next coming years and years because the devastation of the typhoon that passed and the island of our nations has to be replenished, has to be recovered. We have to do our best we can in order to recover soon as we possible. So all we do, sharing that will alleviate partially, but it's up for us individual to struggle and strive again in order to survive because we cannot just be dependent for handouts. Handouts are just temporary. So you have to revive yourself as what they call the campaign strategies. Bangon Pilipinas, stand up again, wake up, and start all over again. The world doesn't end yet. We still have our obligation to do so. So we have to work hard, wake up every day. That every day is a new day, so we could forget what was yesterday, and we have to accept the reality that we suffer this calamity, but is not the end of the world. So I think that is a good pause that without these calamities, we will not be thinking so much about God. So we will be thinking so much about merrymakings, enjoyment, our things that we have. But now that these calamities happen, we take a pause and ask God again that we have to survive. We have to ask Him, what will we do? What can we do to ourselves to be back to normal as it was before, or maybe better still? If there is something new, please give us. So that's how we communicate God, because that is one way of God's to let us remind us that we have to think of Him once in a while if we forget Him sometimes, but I know we don't because time and again, as a good Christian, when you sleep, you thank Him. When you wake up, you thank Him. That's how we are getting healthy because otherwise, your body will start decaying. So but with the help of God, you are healthy. It's not a question how old you are. It's not a question how rich you are. It asks for you to accept God's presence, that be yourself, that admit that what you are, and with the help of God, something will change, or something will renew, but it all depends on Him, and you have to depend on Him before depending on Him only. But you have to work hard also for yourself because that's what God said. God help those who help themselves. Also, there is a saying, God fed for those who only stand and wait because God loves everybody. But there will be more blessings if you do also your part. In succession, life, it's not a success, but because you are blessed, because not everybody will be receiving what everybody gets, but because you are an individual, you are a different person, you will be receiving something different, especially made for you. So you cannot compare yourself to anybody. You are an individual, accept who you are, and work hard for yourself. Because you cannot just wait and say, why God, this other people are receiving so much. Don't patronize God because you cannot question God's power and will to the world what is you are assigned to. The question is why there are some privileged persons. As we could see, some people are being privileged, but you don't know that this privileged person has more heartache than you. So be yourself, be what you are, and you will be happy. Don't think what other persons are doing. Don't think what a person other have. Whatever you have is a complete in itself. Because what you don't have, God knows these things doesn't belong to you. If you have what they have also, maybe that could ruin you more than uh, what you are now. So God created you for a purpose. All things made great or small are made for a purpose. So don't question the power of God, but accept and be thankful that you are one of those creatures existed on this earth to, to fulfill your obligations while on earth. Enjoy and be diligent and obedient and commune with God once in a while, if not always. Otherwise, the pandemic or worse than that could come again to remind you that you have to remember, you have to communicate God with everything. So, so much for that spiritual guidance. But there are, I could go back to Christmas. There are so many meaningful in expressing or exchanging and pleasantries about Christmas. Now that the season is on, you could so many sayings and meaningful words that could be said. May the season find you among those you love, sharing under glories and gratitude. That is a very thought-provoking statement. But if you cannot comprehend that much, just say it's the word of God. Because the writers are blessed with this ingenuity words, but the meaning is as simple as the child would say, Merry Christmas, Grandpa, Grandma, or Ninong or Nina. And that is the best expression on the Christmas itself. Because if you say thank you, Ninong or Nina, what more could you add? So the best way is always thanking who bestowed these material things, but it is also in the way of Spirit's guidance. May your days be merry and bright. Because every quotes at the Christmas is an expression that is the food for thought. So let's enjoy the season. It will take us up to maybe March, saying again and again, but the joyful and apprehension of the word of God is always lasting and has no ending. So let's live to it. I say this Amoyong TV. What a shout out sa lahat. Joy 29. Magandang gabi po, Tata Bert. Hello. Kinasa Salto La Esperanza, Venture Gelo Amoyong. That's a combination of the three. That's nice. Okay. So, but why nobody is coming up? Because just because there is no audio. So let's go out to okay. Let's go back to our community. We have to appreciate and recognize the efforts of this organization who headed our community to collect donations to our fellow people in the Philippines. Because not everybody could do that, but at least some volunteers are doing the right thing and doing the part on our behalf. So we have to give them an appreciation and salute because it's not the total amount that counts, but the effort that extended for for the sake of humanity, for the sake of charity. A little amount could mean a big thing because, as was said, in the Philippines, 100 peso could save a family. So, what is 100 peso? $2. So what is $2 for those, especially those professionals they call themselves? Not me, not I'm not because I am just a limited income and my pension, half of it goes to the rentals already. So I am living check after check and waiting for another check. So before I even receive it, I already spent it. But with the, it's up for me. Do I have to improve myself because I could do something else? That's what they said. You want to improve yourself? Do it for yourself. Don't wait for handouts. But so far, I never had a handout. I've been 86 years old. I've stayed here for Montreal. I only receive for now, just like today and every Thursday, I receive from a Jewish community, not from a Filipino community that giving some hot meal sometimes, but I won't blame them because they have so much to share for other people whom they needed most. So for me, I could survive for that because I've been living here for more than 50 years. What could I say? Did I not survive? I'm still around. But I still have the community who would care for me and who cares for me. And if they don't, should I cry? Because voluntary work is a voluntary, not an obligation. It's not a duty, but volunteers is just a volunteer. So we Filipinos are doing the voluntary works when we feel like it. So hopefully everything will be. Hi, sir. Good evening, sir. Glenn, thank you. Thank. Is there no audio?
Kumusta? Right.
Thank you. Could you join me? Because, yeah, speaking about, because you are here, hopefully, to make some lights and that's the rolling of the. I don't know if this is official or not because I don't. I'm afraid even to discuss it because I'm not sure. But anyway, this is it. Have you have a copy under supposedly? Yes,
Yeah, I think someone sent me
that's
some.
good. Actually, our community would love to talk outside the formal meeting. They will not speak during the formal meeting. They would like to talk, to answer a question, to ask a question when they are in Tim Horton. Like, for example, this ruling, this has been out for how long, but it's not even discussed. Because why? The people who received this kept it there. But the membership, they also know, but nobody opened their mouth. What's happening? What's the next move? What are we members are going to do? But nobody is asking that. They, our membership, would rather enjoy making the order. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? No, no one will say, what shall we do? This is what we should do, but nobody would do. That is what you should do. How do you like that attitude? We would like also always to point fingers to you, not me. Uh, I would like to hear from you. What can we improve our attitude? You are unstill, so that means the audio is not working. So anyway, I don't know if I'm being shared by the audience or not, but I still have to keep on going. And just a second, my throat is dried, but so is the
Sorry
audio
po.
on?
Sorry
Hopefully.
po at na na wala ho yung signal kanina so hindi ko narinig lahat ng sinabi niyo po. So what is the question that you want me to answer, Tata Bert?
Yeah, because I've been talking that for the past 3 days, and I don't get reaction. I'm calling to the person concerned, but I don't get any response. I know they heard me, but what can I do? They ignore
Uh,
the situation.
well, for me, our job is finished. Uh, After a few days, the Comelec has been
Yeah.
already dissolved. We do our job when we're there. We work hard without pay. We do it voluntarily. Do it for the community. Um, for me, I don't want to meddle what they have in court. I'll just, if they ask me
Yeah,
something, I'll just give exactly what I have to give them. But we
I
give the
understand.
ruling. The Comelec has a decision. Someone, one party won the election by far. It's a landslide. They're claiming that by default, the trustees proclaim Himalaya is the winner. But the Comelec proclaims the Samahang Makabayan is the winner. So for me, my job is just my job as a Comelec. have to make sure that the ballots counted, and we proclaim the winner, and that's it.
Well, being a Catholic is always a questionable and it is hard. I really admit that because I've been here in this community because
Yeah,
not one Catholic being commended for doing a good job because there will an election there will be winner or loser. So
yeah,
you
yeah,
always expect that there will be some
exactly.
dissatisfaction and
Yeah,
not happy the outcome. Whatever it is, somebody will not be happy. So
yeah.
that's the election, but there will be winner and loser. But most of us, our opinion, being Filipinos, there is one winner and the other one is being cheated. No loser.
That's the Filipino way.
Yeah. So, so I think,
um,
yeah, I
but
think Trump has a
our
Filipino advisor.
yeah, but our what we've done. You're there in the during the
Yeah,
election, and you witness a lot of people witness, some politicians witness my work. So for me, I just did what I
because
had to
I
do.
think they are not supposed to blame because they have their own representative, they have their own watchers.
Yeah,
So they could just say that sometimes it's wrong, but nobody complained. Just after the election, when they are losers, that's the complaint. So
excuse lang po, sandali.
that's the Filipino way. Okay.
Just put in the chair and they'll pick it up. Um, yeah. So for me, by vote, alam naman natin na landslide.
Yeah,
And
I was there. Yeah.
yeah, and they said that dahil sa mga mali ng sa mga bayan, uh, napatalo sila. You know? The way I look at it, hindi naman yung mga mali na yun can turn the result of the election. If it is, then I will, and I will stand for it. Pero hindi naman, di ba, grabe yung kanilang ginawa para baliktarin natin ang resulta ng election. So that's for me. But of course, for them, siguro, hindi, ganun. They file a case, I just don't know why the ruling is like that. I didn't get involved in it much because I don't want to side. I just continue to be in the middle, even then, But for me, I already did my job. I already proclaimed the winner, and everything is uh, good in my
Oh,
side.
Pastor.
So
Yeah.
I don't
But
know. It's after that, then it's gonna be up to them, right? My job is already done.
okay, Pastor. I'm here for the past 50 years. Election is always like that. So,
Okay.
unlike before that we sometimes our election we just raise hands because we are not that much until such time that for the first time that the popularity of election was made and when I was a
Mm,
candidate.
yeah.
So, but there was not so much argument yet because we always abide by the result.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think Samahang Makabayan is, you know, uh, they're not really those kind of people na hindi marunong tumanggap ng pagkatalo. I think if the ruling is really like that and it's from the
so
judge, if that
that's
is the
what I was
judgment,
asking.
I think
Why
they
do
will.
they implementing this? Are they going to appeal to spend the money of farmers again?
I cannot speak in their behalf. It's up for the Samahang Makabayan.
I'm not asking you, but I'm throwing the question to them. Why there is
Yeah,
no action on this? And also, like this, who was declared winner? Why they are not taking office?
I think they take office. I think they do a lot of things, even this time of pandemic. Last time I heard they have food on wheels and they help a lot of people. I think they do so much things
That's good. Okay.
for the period of
I
time.
want to put that in the record that they don't want to take over
Yeah.
even they are declared winner. That's good. That would good.
I mean, that thing, I think that's always like that. There have been case like even last 4 years, right?
They just
Uh,
love to be. They just
yeah,
love to be candidate.
yeah. So for me, I just want to make sure that you know people voted and you know counted properly, and if there's really a harmful uh, thing that a party done,
Yeah.
like that, it can cause them to disqualify, then I will do it. But you know, the the things that they've done is not really,
Because
I can say
in
that.
our attitude, the Filipinos attitude, no matter what, so many rules and guidelines, there will always be a dissatisfaction. I have been in this community because in early 70s, there were two farmers. You know that,
Hmm.
Glenn?
Yeah.
Pastor, you know that an early 70s. Now, there were never split since then, especially when we old timer started to have that building.
Hmm.
And the we have a probationary constitution. All
Hmm.
proceeds after the turn of a certain administration has to be deposited for a building fund, improvement, expansion, whatever it is, but has to be. And the incoming new board has to earn first before they spend because all the proceeds has to be deposited after the term. But they are
Yeah.
not doing that. For the past three consecutive administration. Eh,
But they're
So,
not
so,
doing exactly what.
so the disobedience was committed, but it is also the fault of the membership. Why the membership could not come in? That cannot even question what happened. Could you explain where are the financial reports? Because that is the fault of the membership. Because they think they could trust their outgoing officers. No.
As far as I know, even the past administration, Himalaya,
Yeah.
I think the previous administration before that didn't also
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
give the money, and it
We
happens,
were there.
and then
We are there.
it's
You are
gonna be
there.
like that all the time. That is why you know we have to do our
Yeah.
best to
Yeah.
really
Home to
stream down
clean.
the line
Because
so
politicians, what if
people
they
can run, can be elected, and can serve. Anyway, it's about serving the people. It's not about having the position there. But I don't know. We have different views and callings, and we have different uh, way of serving. But for me, as for me, I'll serve Filipino community as I serve God. So if they tell
we're
me
not
to do one
we're
thing,
not
I'll do it, and I'll do it the way I have to do it. Of course, we
it
have
is not a
guidelines,
question
but
of it is not a question of integrity of the Comelec or other people who are talking. We are
oh, I hope
asking
not. I
the
hope
situation.
I hope not. I think their complaint is that uh, Himalaya had committed faults and it should be disqualified. But if you really, you know, I don't know how their lawyer of the Samang Makabayan respond to that. I don't know, but
Yeah, because in my case,
if the
I would
judgment is
only
that, then because it's hard for me to say because they're not they're not really directly
Yeah, because we cannot do anything anymore.
pointing on me.
The judgment is
If this is the
being
case,
done, is
I will do
finished.
so, but it's not. They're fighting the
We
farmers.
are just analyzing because we cannot reverse the situation anymore. We are just analyzing. But for me, I could only blame the membership because nobody is asking question. Nobody is checking the executive. We know very well that of these officers of farmers are just the caretaker temporarily for a
Yeah.
term of 2
That's
years.
why for me, it doesn't matter who wins. I just have to declare the winner.
Yeah, that's your
People
duty because
you
that's
know,
the
yeah,
result. Yeah.
yeah, whom the
So,
people
of
community
course,
has
don't expect
chosen.
that there will be no disagreement.
Yeah,
So we know that there will be agreeable and those doesn't agree, but
yeah.
that is the result. That is the decision. Like this one.
Because if Team
That is
Malaya
the,
has
that is
is
the
the one
decision.
winning, and if they have the
Yeah.
landslide, I will also stand for them. So to me, that doesn't matter. I'm just in the middle, and it's just because Samang Makabayan won every single one of them in every
The
precinct. No,
questions
they're
of
all winning.
complying to the result is another thing.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how election in the farmers even in the past.
Not
There was
only
a
farmers, all the
campaign.
Filipino organizations are like that.
Yeah, that has to be changed because we're not really. Uh, I mean, we cannot gain that big thing in the community in a city. We are divided like that. Like look at the
You know,
blacks. The black
you know,
community
not so
are
much of the
divided.
election because had it not been for the building, there will be 3 or 4 farmers already. Because as a trend, like the seniors, there was at the start only one senior organization, but now it's 4. And now it's sprouting. The regional association is also splitting. The provincial organization is also splitting because a little money could destroy the organization.
Yeah.
As
Well, it's I don't know about the Samang Makabayan. What are the final? I think they still have 30 days to make an appeal. Want to, but I don't know the decisions. Uh, let's respect them and let's wait for them how they're gonna answer. But I think they're going to answer that in one way or the other. I mean, they will do that. We just wait for them.
I think they are willing to
Let's
abide by
see
the court
how
ruling
they
already.
will. Ano
I
po
don't
yun?
know.
Ano po yun?
I think they are already ready to abide with the court ruling,
Oh yeah,
but
if that's the law and they said that that's the decision, I'm sure they will
unless
follow that.
they want to appeal,
They want to appeal,
they have
then
the money to
it's
pay the
also the
lawyer
right.
again. Yeah.
But the number of days are just a couple of months away, and there's COVID and it's going to be winter soon, and so I don't think they will make an appeal for that. What for? But for me, if they make an appeal, it's also their rights to do so. But because
Yeah, if they have money,
it's
they
almost
can.
over now, it's like almost the next election, right? So, so
2 years.
I think the ruling is they want to take the hero to be the facilitator of everything. So let's so be it. If the people wants that, then that's it.
And some people say, mahiya naman sila, they should be ashamed what they're doing. But for me,
It's up to them.
because they are politicians, does the politician has that quality of shame?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm just there to really help
Because the
them.
motive is why they are running again and again because their purpose is to serve the community. Because if you are not the president, you don't have the ability to serve the community.
Well, I think
Because you
that's
could ask, what is in there and famous? Why you are going back again and again?
I don't know. Ask them. Maybe it's the popularity or whatever, you know. If they really want to serve, they can serve within, even if they're not famous. Like us, we serve, we help, we send help to the
Being
Philippines. And
Comelec chairman is not serving.
typhoon.
Or you have to be president to serve the community.
No, it's not, and they know that. So, but the thing that Bert is, things should change, and it should be, you know, it should be fair play. And well, to me, last election, praise God, there's no away, there's no sakitan physically. You know, everything is in control. People voted, and I think it's smooth, and we counted it. But there's so many people voted last election. I mean, the turnout is really more than 50%. So we finished counting the next day. They want even to hold it, to lock it, and to continue the next day. I didn't allow even. I mean, okay, we're here already. Let's just, you know, do it. And it's very tiring just to count. And so they all have their watchers in every precinct, so they know who's the winner of the election. Right? So, but I think both team are accept that, you know, that's the truth. I think Team Malaya just rebut that they committed so much mistakes and that they have to be disqualified. And that's the outcome of their ruling. So, you know,
So,
everyone should respect everything. I mean, everyone does their job.
the purpose of this show is just to analyzing if there's something to be corrected, if they will be followed. Because for us, just talking. when
Well,
we know,
I was there, so I know from the beginning to the end. So I witnessed that with my
yeah,
own eyes, how things are being made and all that. And there's so many things that's supposed to be, you know, you have to
yeah, for
change
me,
the,
that's not
the
new
rules of
anymore.
things. You know? Yeah. Huh?
That's not
Excuse
new
me?
anymore. That is always expected.
Uh, okay, I never heard. Well, it's the Comelec. I'm not the only Comelec, and it goes the whole Comelec. But we did. For me, those people that work as a Comelec, I think we work hard, and you know, for volunteers, that's volunteer to work like that, numbers of hours, no sleep, and you know,
Well, that's
and,
always the
and
case
running
of
all over the
recovery.
place. Yeah. Well, you know, it's up to them what they're gonna do next and how they're gonna do it, and if the people still believe in farmers, I mean, it's a crucial for the community. So I think right now, from my seats here, I can always just say that it has to watch and pray, and that's it. Yeah.
So,
So,
what could we advise the way or the? I know we will not be heard, but
oh,
for the sake of our talking, so for me, I will be asking the community to be vigilant, to be interested, because this is a community center, not owned by the officers. Because officers for me are just the caretaker for their term for the 2 year period, but the real officer watchers should be the community, because without their watchful eye, we observe and know some anomalies that we could call it. Have no proof. There is no specific that we could, but that is a heresy. So the community members has to
well, I
be
think
vigilant. and
Yeah,
speak out what is needed to be done.
yeah. But I think the community is there. Uh, they have the watchers in every precinct, as I said, both teams. So they're involved, they know. And I think no matter what you do, unless you really, I mean, the elections, the rulings, and everything. I mean, Comelec should be totally separated from like different place, different office. Like there should not be contacts anymore with the teams. And like for me, for example, right now I know exactly uh, uh, what to do and how to avoid things, and I've seen it all. You know, if they can do like the Comelec is really separated away and have their own thing, have their own rules, and both of these things just to come to the Comelec and then run doing the rules. Because it is also my first time that I've seen the entire uh, time witness the election, doing it really myself. A lot of things that I just you know I had to run all over the place to solve the problems. It's tough, but we're
So
doing that
I'm
for the
waiting
community.
that day. I'm waiting for that day when, after the election, both parties will come forward and shake hand each other. That the day will be,
That's the plan. That's
hopefully
the
will
plan.
come.
Yeah, that's the plan. But when we announce the Himalaya, there's no representative we can find. And we have to announce there already. Well, we did our part. Uh,
Yeah.
we know that by election, by voting, the mga makabayan won landslide. Uh, the Himalaya have their complaints, and I heard,
Because after election, they cannot
I heard
pinpoint fingers
they won in
anymore.
court. So you know, well, what I can say. Anyway, the time is almost over. It's gonna be an election soon. So uh, as the ruling right now, as the paper you have in your hands, it's it's in the Europe uh, control. So it's up to him
I
who he's
think
gonna get. From.
they're just following the tradition in the Philippines, like the vice president's in question. Up to now, there nobody is conceding. So, so they are just practicing as being Filipinos. They're keeping
Probably,
the tradition.
yeah, probably. For me, it doesn't really matter who sits there as long as they've been elected and they want to serve. I mean, everybody can serve
Yeah.
the community. So you know, I just did my work, what I supposed to do to the best of my abilities. So,
I'm afraid someday no ones will accept as a chairperson of this company the way their attitude is.
oh, it's gonna be hard, yeah. Because can you imagine? I mean, the number of hours we work, we're not get paid,
You suffered your
and
time and money, there, your energy. You break your
yeah, I
head
mean,
to make
yeah,
this
that's right,
election smooth, but
that's right, yeah.
no
And I
one could
didn't choose myself
appreciate
there. They are the one who choose me to
it.
be there
Yeah.
and work, and I did, and I worked. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. I mean,
J-Lo,
it's
you have something to say?
who's there? I just saw it's you and me. Is there anybody around?
Yeah. Why don't you just join me again tomorrow? Okay,
Oh, we'll
discuss
see.
this.
Just give me a shout and
We could open again. We could discuss another subjects if there's anything.
yeah,
Maybe
no
I need
problem.
somebody to speak with because
Anytime, anytime.
Yeah. So come in tomorrow because I would like to because there are so many subjects to be taken
Why
in this
why
community.
why would you not invite one of the representative of Himalayan sa mga kabayan so you can ask them
Well,
yourself?
I invited Dante
Invite Cesar,
Tabang.
invite Romy, or
Yeah,
Joseph.
I've been calling them.
Invite them.
I've been calling them actually by phone and by email or by messenger. Nobody is responding.
Okay, okay. So maybe they're just like thinking for now, processing all these things, what they're gonna do next. So
Yeah,
we'll
maybe
see.
because of pandemic or what, but they have to come in because I won't blame the outgoing officers to stay in because somebody has to take care of the centers. If the winner then call themselves winner and being declared and they are not making forward to present themselves to take over, you cannot
Yeah.
leave the,
Well,
the center
it's their
empty.
responsibility, right? So it's up to the sa mga makabayan now. We have to wait for their actions and
Yeah,
decision.
maybe and the technicality side because they were not inducted. So by probation,
No, they're
it will be
inducted. They're inducted. They're inducted. Everything is
yeah.
done. Everything.
All you have
Mm.
to do is gather there. I could induct them anytime they want.
Who?
Anybody, even themselves, the incoming officers, the
So who?
troop of Rome. If they are the
No,
winner,
it's not our problem
if they
anymore.
are the winner, they were not inducted yet.
It's not our problem anymore. It, all right now, after 30 days, if the Samang Makabayan will not make an appeal, then it's the Hirup's call, right? Because
So,
in the papers, that's what they say.
so,
So let Dick do the thing.
so it
I
should
mean,
be the board of trustees has to take in. But
that's
even the
what the
board of
paper had.
trustees is not even informed.
That, that's what the judgment had said, right?
Yeah.
So
So,
so after
so
this 30
it
days,
takes
it's
time
gonna
too,
be in Dick's hands. Huh?
because they want to stay in. So let it be. Thank God there is somebody who
Oh,
could take care of it.
uh, yeah, if I am Samahang Makabayan, okay, so then you guys sit and
Okay,
you
Glenn.
yeah,
Sorry, I would like to thank you for coming up tonight, but I will expect you again tomorrow, Friday, my last day for the week, because my time
yep.
is over. I could say thank you very much and good morning, good night, and everybody. Hopefully, to see you tomorrow again with the same audience, the same station. All you have to do is make this important thing to do: like, share, subscribe. So in order for us, this stock show could maintain its subsidy through the help of Radio Pinoy and the technicality of Jonathan. Thank you very much, Glenn. Hopefully to see you tomorrow again. Good night,
All right,
everybody, and
thank
thank you.
you.
See you
Night,
tomorrow, Drake.
everybody. God
Bye.
bless.